Tara,
We
good
are
evening.
starting. We are starting. Namaskar. We will be maintaining this
नमस्कार.
discipline exactly 8:30 म्हणजे 8:30 वाजता आपण चालू करत जाऊ. Everybody should join accordingly. नमस्कार. I request everybody to stay mute आणि जेव्हा बोलायचं असेल तेव्हा फक्त अनम्यूट करा. आज आपल्याबरोबर श्री परेश देशमुख हे युकेहून जॉईन झालेले आहेत. परेश देशमुखांचा जर तुम्ही स्क्रीन सेव्हर पाहिलात तर तुम्हाला कळेल की किती किती वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी ही इज इन्व्हॉल्ड. ग्लोबल ट्रॉटर माणूस आहे आणि आय एम really thankful to Paresh for sparing time for this lecture or this interaction. He is not feeling well, so in middle of his lecture, maybe he will have to take a break to drink water or something to smooth his throat. So this is a great opportunity for all of us. I thank Saturday Club Global Trust and Subhash Gore Sahib, who has taken a lead in this, that we are meeting on this platform every fortnightly. This is going to be a great this thing lecture, so please take most of advantage of it. Paresh will be available for interaction or one-to-one discussion beyond the conference also. So I request Subhash Gore to say a few words and then over to Paresh Deshmukh ji. Namaste.
Yes, thank you, Anand sir and Paresh sir. Good afternoon, good evening. आणि बाकी सगळ्यांना पण नमस्कार. शुभ संध्याकाळ. मी सुभाष गोरे, सॅटर्डे क्लब ग्लोबल ट्रस्टचा मी डेप्युटी सेक्रेटरी जनरल म्हणून काम पाहतोय आणि सॅटर्डे क्लब बद्दल थोडक्यात माहिती देतो. इंजिनियर श्री माधवराव भिडे सरांनी सॅटर्डे क्लबची स्थापना केली 2000 साली. आज सॅटर्डे क्लबचं सिल्वर ज्युबिली इयर आपण साजरा करतो आहे. 25 वर्ष झाली सॅटर्डे क्लबला आणि जवळजवळ आपले 5,500च्या वर मेंबर्स आहेत. ऑल ओव्हर महाराष्ट्रात आहेच, म्हणजे चांदा ते बांदा आपले क्लब आहेत. प्लस याच्याशिवाय आता नुकताच अहमदाबाद, सुरत, बडोदा, इंदोर या ठिकाणी पण आपले चॅप्टर सुरू झाले. निपाणी कर्नाटकला पण झालेत आणि महिन्याला ऑलमोस्ट 2-3 चॅप्टर्स आपले लॉन्च होत आहेत. तो भरपूर मोठं नेटवर्क आहे आणि आज या 25 वर्षांमध्ये साधारण एकत्रितपणे आपण विचार केला तर सगळ्या मेंबर्सचा मिळून आपण जी उलाढाल झाली आहे ती 15,000 कोटींच्या वर आहे. सो खूप छान पद्धतीने क्लबचं कार्य चाललं आहे. सगळ्या सिस्टीम्स अँड प्रोसेसेस आहेत, फॉलो होत आहेत आणि मेन उद्देश सॅटर्डे क्लबची आमची टॅगलाईन आहे, एकमेका सहाय्यकरू अवघव श्रीमंत. तो एक बेस आम्ही तो टॅगलाईन धरूनच सगळ्यांना एकमेकांना मदत करतो आणि एकमेकांचा व्यवसाय वाढवण्याकरता आमचे प्रयत्न असतात. सो दॅट्स ऑल. आणि ओव्हर टू परेश देशमुख सर, तुम्ही सेशन सुरू करू शकता. थँक्यू.
थँक्यू सो मच. अँड इट्स रिअली अमेझिंग. म्हणजे मी सुरुवात मराठीत करतो की आज मी अनेक वर्षानंतर पहिल्यांदाच बिझनेस मीटिंग मध्ये सगळेच मराठी बघतोय, ऑलमोस्ट सगळे मराठी. सो इट इज रिअली गिव्हिंग मी गुज बम्स. सो थँक्यू सो मच एव्हरीवन फॉर जॉईनिंग दिस कॉल. आता आनंद सरांनी म्हटलं तसं गेले 3-4 दिवस मी फ्लूने बेड रिटर्न होतो, तर आता लिटरली गोळ्या खाऊन मीटिंगला आलोय. जर इन केस चुकून माझा खोकला वर आला तर मी पहिल्यांदाच माफी मागतो तुमची आणि मी थोडा वेळ काहीतरी मेडिसिन घ्यायला थोडासा ब्रेक घेईन.
येस, शुअर.
तर मी माझं एक छोटंसं प्रेझेंटेशन शेअर करतोय मी. आणि अगेन व्हेरी सॉरी, हे प्रेझेंटेशन एकदम माझ्या क्वालिटी स्टँडर्ड प्रमाणे नाही झालेलं, कारण बिकॉज ऑफ द टाइम लिमिट मला पुरेसा वेळ नाही मिळाला म्हणून. पण ऍटलिस्ट मी फोकस केला की जी इन्फॉर्मेशन मला कम्युनिकेट करायची होती ती इन्फॉर्मेशन तुम्हाला मिळेल. And again, the whole point is this is just a starting point, right? Doing businesses in UK, Saudi, and Qatar is a big area, big topic. आणि 40 मिनिटात म्हणजे आपला प्लॅन असा आहे, सुभाष सरांनी सांगितल्याप्रमाणे की 40 मिनिटाचं प्रेझेंटेशन असेल and then we'll have some time for 20 minutes for question and answers. So 40 मिनिटात हे कव्हर करणं थोडंसं अवघड होतं, पण स्टील आय ट्राईड माय लेवल बेस्ट. सगळ्यांना माझी स्क्रीन दिसते का प्लीज?
येस, विजिबल आहे.
Perfect. So, थोडी माझी बॅकग्राऊंड देतो. सो माझा जन्म जामखेडचा, एक छोटस खेड आहे अहिल्यानगर मधलं, जे जुनं अहमदनगर म्हणून ओळखलं जायचं. 76 सालचा. त्यानंतर माझे वडील गेल्यानंतर आईने मला पुण्यात आणलं. माझं एज्युकेशन आपटे प्रशालेत झालं. आपटे प्रशाला इज नोन फॉर पोलीस लाईन पब्लिक आणि झोपडपट्टी स्टुडंट्स. पण मला त्याच्यात काही दुःख वाटत नाही, कारण त्या कम्युनिटीमध्ये राहून आणि माझे क्लोज फ्रेंड्स पण होते त्याच्यात, त्या कम्युनिटीमध्ये राहून मला खूप रेझिलियंट बनवलं, माझी पर्सनॅलिटी रेझिलियंट झाली. त्याच्यानंतर चाइल्डहुड मध्ये मी आय वॉज प्रोफेशनल ऍक्टर. मी सई परांजपेच्या टीव्ही एका टेलिफिल्म मध्ये पण काम केलं आणि काही टीव्ही सिरियल्स मध्ये पण काम केलं. एज्युकेशन वाईज मी इन्स्ट्रुमेंटेशन इंजिनिअरिंग केलं आणि ओव्हर द पिरियड ऑफ 20 years I got around 25 degree diploma and certifications, including MA in sociology, CFA level 1, so on and so forth. करिअर वाईज इंजिनिअरिंग झाल्यानंतर 97 to 2002 मी ऍप्लिकेशन डेव्हलपमेंट मध्ये होतो, इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर मॅनेजमेंट मध्ये. आय ऑल्सो वर्क ॲज अ पार्ट टाइम लेक्चरर इन माय इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेज. त्यानंतर 2002 साली मला एक चांगली अपॉर्च्युनिटी मिळाली. मी आय बिकेम द हेड ऑफ IT. इट वॉज अ CISO रोल फॉर अ बँकिंग प्रोडक्ट कंपनी called Cashtech or Funtech. They were the banking product providers for almost all big banks across Southeast Asia. 2005 to 2012, I spent my life in consulting, mainly into cybersecurity, data governance, IT governance, and operational risk. I worked through Wipro Consulting, VeriSign, and Entity Data. From 2012 to 2015, I became the group CISO and head of IT governance for Telit Preborn. So they are inter-dealer brokers. What do I mean by inter-dealer broker is they sit between investment banks to carry out the deals, and these are all large-scale deals. So the turnover for that interdealer broker was 4 billion pounds at the time. Uh, this role was kind of my apex internal role in the industry, and then I decided that okay, this is what I can achieve maximum in the UK. Now let us focus, means when it comes to internal roles. So let us now focus on the business, and that is why in 2015 I decided to focus fully on Basel. सो सॉरी अगेन, मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं तसं की माझं प्रेझेंटेशन एवढं हे नाही. आय जस्ट ट्राय टू क्रंच ऑन मॅक्सिमम थिंग्स. अँड अगेन आय एम जस्ट गिव्हिंग यू माय पोर्टफोलिओ, अँड द इंटेन्शन इज नॉट टू ब्लो माय ट्रम्पेट, बट बेसिकली आय एम टॉकिंग टू व्हेरियस पीपल. आणि आपल्याला कुठल्या एरियामध्ये कोलॅबरेट करायचं असेल तर आय एम अ मॅन ऑफ कोलॅबरेशन, राईट. तुम्हाला ज्या एरियामध्ये इंटरेस्ट असेल, कोलॅबरेट करायचं असेल, आय एम मोर दॅन हॅपी टू कोलॅबरेट विथ यू गायज. तर मी ज्या ज्या एरियामध्ये काम करतो त्याचं एक क्विक समरी देतो. सो Baseel Group is my main business. So we are IT services and products company. We are spread across 100 plus countries in terms of client serving. We have entities in UK, India, Gibraltar, Saudi, Qatar, UAE. These are all local entities. And there are total 12 partners in LLP, out of which 7 are my companies, 5 are my partner companies, and total 3,000 plus workforce is working for the brand. We have 25 plus products. We have tie-ups with all key brands or partnership like Microsoft, Google, so on and so forth. So this is about Baseel Group. मी क्विकली रन थ्रू करतो आणि आपण क्वेश्चन अँड आन्सर सेशन मध्ये जर तुम्हाला या स्लाइड वरती परत यायचं असेल आणि थोडी ऍडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन हवी असेल तर मी देऊ शकतो. त्याच्यानंतर मेन आस्पेक्ट इज माऊली फाउंडेशन, राईट. सो मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं तसं आय कम फ्रॉम व्हेरी हंबल बॅकग्राऊंड. माझं सगळं एज्युकेशन स्कॉलरशिप वरती झालं. जर समाजाने मला पैसे दिले नसते तर मी शिकलोच नसतो. तर म्हणून मी इंजिनिअरिंग झाल्या झाल्या पहिल्यापासूनच खूप मुलांना स्कॉलरशिप दिल्या. पण मी नंतर विचार केला की हे जे मी करतोय ते इंडिव्हिज्युअली करतोय, तर वाय डोंट आय क्रिएट अ मेकॅनिझम फॉर एव्हरीवन एल्स टू कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट बॅक टू द सोसायटी, अँड दॅट इज वाय आय स्टार्टेड माऊली फाउंडेशन. So this is a complete CSR activity of Baseel Group. So we provide a platform for smaller charities, and it's a free platform to run their projects, members, as well as events. And we also provide them the free consultancy on cyber security as well as operational risk. The whole intention of creating this platform is to bring smaller charities together and create a big projects, and so that we can go to big government, big organizations to fund those charities. Then Cyber London is another key cluster in the UK. So we are working closely with the UK government in terms of policy setting, in terms of helping smaller organizations, in terms of bridging the skills gaps in London. So I'm one of the 5 founder directors. Tech Saudi Advocate is again the country chapter for Tech Global Advocates, which is again a pro bono organization of 40,000 advocates across the globe. Again, we are working with government organizations, with universities, with semi-government organizations to make sure the ecosystem works well, or we provide some additional value to the ecosystem in Saudi itself. And Saudi economy is really welcoming foreign intervention at this point in time, because they definitely know that they lack in technology skills, technology gaps. आणि म्हणून मी तुम्हाला नंतर एक्सप्लेन करेन की सौदीमध्ये पोटेन्शियल अपॉर्च्युनिटी इतकी जास्त आहे, आणि नेक्स्ट 12 to 18 months मध्येच हे सगळं केलं पाहिजे, कारण दे आर मॅचिंग और दे आर रनिंग टुवर्ड्स देअर विजन 2030. So with that view, this Tech Saudi Advocates is very much active in Saudi. So we have recently launched it, but the response we got from the locals, from the government, and from the semi-government, as well as from the private sector, is amazing. The next one is my religious charities, Gajanan Maharaj UK Parivar Trust. So I started this along with three other directors in 2019. So तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना कदाचित गजानन महाराज माहितीच असेल, तुम्ही महाराष्ट्रीयन असल्यामुळे. तर साधारण 500च्या प्लस फॅमिलीज या ट्रस्टशी असोसिएटेड आहेत, आणि आम्ही थ्रूआउट द इयर प्रोग्राम्स कंडक्ट करत असतो. सो डिफरन्स बिटवीन माऊली फाउंडेशन अँड गजानन महाराज UK Parivar Trust is GM UKPT is completely religious, whereas Maulee Foundation is not focusing on the religious activities, it is only social thing. So as part of Maulee Foundation, we are also running a 500K children project, in which we are basically reaching out to 500,000 children, explaining them the risk they are facing for the from the cyber world. Then Global Ciso Society, it is again a not-for-profit, focusing mainly on the security professionals, helping them, improve their careers, as well as bridging the skill gap and other stuff. MBK Holding, this is the family office of Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani. He is uncle of current Qatari king. So I advise him to basically manage his investments across multiple. NeoSmile Group, it is a new intervention by Baseel. So basically my daughter is doing dentistry, so I just wanted to give her a good platform. So we are launching few products in the area of dental thing, and we will be acquiring some businesses as well, dental practices. Green RIA is the sustainability product that we have developed in last 8 months. It is nothing but creating the background, like you have the financial credit file, we create the sustainability credit file for the organization. And last but not the least is, we have recently developed a Venture Cosmos platform. So it is a startup marketplace in which we allow startups to platform, and we massage those startups and we expose them to the global competitions. Means when I say global competitions, just to name the few, Moonshot is the biggest semi-government organization, and they run Entrepreneurs World Cup 2025. In which they are expecting the entries of 15,000 startups, out of which they will select 250 startups. So they will run the bootcamp for those 250 startups, and then they will select top 10 startups, and the prizes are really, really good, in the range of $50,000 to $100,000. The main advantage of that is they will put a red carpet for those startups to get settled in Saudi, if the startup wishes to do so. So similarly, Venture Cosmos is also enabling investors as well to participate, and so basically it's a ecosystem for the investment management. So that is Venture Cosmos. So these are the few areas I'm currently involved in. So next thing is, now let us switch to the main topic. So in the first few minutes, we'll focus on what are the key industries in UK, Saudi, and Qatar. And then we'll drill down to how we can establish the businesses. And then I will share my thoughts on what are the key performance indicators and what are the to-dos and don't-dos. On those lines, we'll proceed. So as far as UK is concerned, as you know, UK has been the financial banking capital for the world since many, many years. And still it is treated as the main financial hub. So finance and banking will still remain the main core business for UK for next few years. And there are a lot of investment organizations as well as banking organizations that are looking for high-end technology services. That will always be the prime industry for UK. Next thing is technology and digital innovation. So UK government is really focusing hard on enabling or empowering the smaller businesses with technology. So take the example of Innovate UK. So they are expected to spend around £2 billion per year on giving this Innovation UK funds to various businesses. So that is their target. The whole idea is to make sure the UK businesses are improving really well on the technology side, because UK business do understand, or UK government do understand that if they want to survive in terms of their GDP, in terms of their economy, they cannot ignore technology aspects. And because of the UK's position as a financial superpower, if they shake hands with technology, they can still maintain some good run rate on GDP as well. Manufacturing was never the strongest point for UK, but still they are doing reasonably good on automotive, aerospace and pharmaceutical side. Especially they're focusing these days more on pharmaceuticals. Healthcare and biotechnology. So although there is not much manufacturing, but still research is very, very strong in healthcare and biotechnology. And especially the research is happening really well in various universities in the UK, right? Like the example of King's University, King's College, and many other universities like Birmingham University. They get loads and loads of funding, not only from UK government, but all across the globe to do these research. So that will remain very strong in the UK. There are a few things or new trends, green transition. Everybody is talking about green energy. UK is also focusing on that. Post-Brexit adjustment now. Brexit is an old phenomena, 2018. Now we have adjusted well on Brexit aspects, but still there is a few additional dynamics related to that. So we are now coming up as more or less independent country outside European Union. Digital transformation, so that is the theme across the globe. So that is happening in the UK as well. Now let us quickly touch base on key industries in Saudi Arabia. So oil and gas is obviously, as you know, oil and gas. Saudi Arabia is one of the biggest producers in the GCC countries. Mining is, they're now really focusing hard on mining because of the size of the Saudi Arabia. Then construction and infrastructure. So MBK, Mohammed bin Salman, so he is very, very passionate about expanding Saudi Arabia and making it, closer to Dubai. So Saudi is said as they are 10 years behind Dubai, and they do understand. And currently there are loads and loads of construction projects going on. So just to give you an example, you know, the big crane, right? In London, there are only 2 or 3 cranes which are operating for the big construction sites. In Riyadh, there are 78 cranes which are up and running at the moment. So that will show you the size of the construction that is going on in Riyadh. So day by day, they are just building huge and huge projects, buildings. And it is not only in Riyadh, they are building up cities like Neom. So it is a big city they are building. So they are really focused on construction infrastructure. Tourism and entertainment. Tourism is again is there is Hajj, Makkah and Medina are there in Saudi. So tourism will remain one of the key areas, but it is not as stronger as oil and gas, mining and construction. Renewable energy. Saudi Arabia is really focusing hard on the renewable energy. Manufacturing as well, they were not very strong on manufacturing, but now they want to increase their self-sustainability. So that is why they are really encouraging manufacturing plants to be set in Saudi. There are 2 aspects. Number one is the local manufacture. Second thing is jobs to local people, right? And then financial services. So Saudi Arabia is traditionally not very strong on financial services, but the key aspect is they are learning a lot. Jokingly, Saudi people are said to be good Jews of Arab world. So they do understand what to learn from whom. And we all, miss all expats like us, we do understand that it is maximum 10 years period where Saudi guys will be dependent on us expats. Once they understand the whole gimmick, whole logic, then probably they will strategically reduce the dependency on expats. So whatever money we want to make, we need to make it in next 10 years. That's it. And IT technology. So that is that. So trends are economic diversification, foreign investment, they're encouraging that, youth employment. So there are a lot of universities. I mean, there are probably more than 400 plus universities in Saudi Arabia. So they are spending a lot of monies on those universities, educating their youth. They are spending a lot of money in educating their women. So involvement of their women is 37%, which is probably double the size of UK. And it is a remarkable achievement for Saudi Arabia. Their MBS is really, really focusing on empowering their women. And last, yeah, that's women empowerment. So yeah, I was talking about that. Next thing is Qatar. So Qatar, basically, it's the smallest country, right? But the beauty of Qatar is they have done a lot of investment across the globe, and they're very strong in oil and gas. So especially the gas market. And the advantage of Qatar is, which probably UAE has missed, that right from the beginning, Qatar has done a lot of investment across the globe. So Qatar Foundation is, it is said that half of the London, it is not factual thing, but jokingly it is said that half of the London is owned by Qataris. They have done a lot of investment in real estate. But anyway, just coming back to these topics, energy sector is one of the key areas in Qatar. That includes oil and gas as well as renewable energy, construction and real estate. So if anyone has visited Doha, you should really visit Doha. They have done tremendous constructions across the Doha, and those buildings are world-class buildings. Then finances and banking. So they are really focusing on improving their banking system. Unfortunately, their banking system is slow, very sluggish, but they are trying their level best to make it world class. Healthcare, they are also focusing a bit more on healthcare. Education is also the crucial pillar for Qatar. And why education and healthcare is that Qatar Foundation is owned or run by current Emir's mother, Sheikha Moza. And Sheikha Moza is very passionate about healthcare and education. And all that Qatar Foundation money is going to Africa. And if you're very strong on healthcare and education projects, and if you go get connected with Qatar Foundation, then probably one of your business line is sorted, because they are spending a lot of money in healthcare and education. Then manufacturing and industrial, again, Qatar is striving really hard on manufacturing side. Unfortunately, if you look at Qatar's demography, the whole concentration is only in Doha. So, and Doha is literally very small city. Miss all destinations are can be reached within 15-20 minutes by car. Once you leave Doha, then it is all desert. So they're trying their level best on how they can improve or add manufacturing and industries over there as well, and technology and innovation. They are also passionate about AI, IoT, IIoTs, and that is why if you look at Qatar's calendars, they are having at least 5 to 6 conferences where they are inviting global businesses to enter Qatar to showcase their capabilities. Okay, so let us start focusing a bit more upon the logistic aspect, how to start business in those countries, right? So starting business in the UK is very easy. Probably it is just one day job. So it is very simple. You have the company's house website, then either you can register it yourself, or there are some companies who can open your company, companies in a sense, agents who can open your company literally for £20 or £30. Because the process is so simple. You just need to select the name of the company, appoint directors, and directors can be foreign nationals as well. There is no restrictions that directors can be or should be only UK nationals. And then once you register a company, you need to register with HMRC. The VAT, that is value added tax, is applicable provided your turnover exceeds £85,000. If your turnover is not £85,000, then you need not register for the VAT. As far as corporate tax is concerned, it is 90%, 19%, sorry, my mistake, 19% if your profit is less than or equal to £50,000. If your profit is about to £50,000, then you pay 25%, and in between it is a marginal tax. VAT is 20%. Key challenging is the visa rules. but because of the skill shortage in the UK, they are pretty much okay with granting visas. The main aspect is if you want to go for the work permit, you need to pay heavy salaries, so £45,000 to £50,000, and that is why it becomes very difficult to sponsor work permit for any person and bring that person here in the UK. The second reason behind that is there is a lot of unemployment in the UK as well in the skill sector, because a lot of graduates who are completing their graduation, post graduations, they are not getting adequate jobs. And that is the reason many of the Indian students as well, they complete their education with big dreams, and unfortunately they don't get jobs and they go back to India. So these days, that is why work permit sponsorship, the rate is reduced, although the process is simple. Yeah. Then government support, government will provide you the support. There are various mechanisms like UK Trade Investment Program or this enterprise partnerships programs or Innovate UK. You need to apply for various things. But this all is very, very complicated. It is not that easy because at the end of the day, there is immense competition within the country itself. So local UK businesses are competing for these government supports as well, right? And in a nutshell, UK economy is shrinking a lot. Next thing is starting business in Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia and Qatar in general, the process is very, very complicated. And that is why I always advise to go for the agents to, at least when you're new, go for the agents to establish your businesses. The second thing is these governments put heavy fines if you miss any deadlines. And that is why unless and until you get good control, good hold on what is required, it is always better to go for the guidance. So coming back to this particular slide, in Saudi, you need to obtain a commercial license, and in your commercial license, your business license is defined. Whether you're doing consulting or whether you're doing manufacturing or whether you're doing recruitment, and you need to strictly stick to your business licenses. If you try to override your permit, then again the fines are heavy. Uh, in today's world, you can have 100% ownership of Saudi business. So, for example, my Saudi company, I own it fully. The only catch is I cannot own that company as an individual. So my UK business owns my Saudi business. Yeah, so that is allowed. So minimum capital is 50,000 SAR. So it is Saudi Riyals. Saudi Riyal is kind of £5. So around 20 rupees roughly is one Saudi Riyal. But licensing cost is very heavy. So 62,000 is only the licensing cost for Saudi companies running the Saudi companies. And then as a foreign investor, you need to get the licensing from MISA as a foreign investor, and plus you need to comply with the company regulation. Tax is 20%, and then withholding tax is the key aspect over here, which is not the case in the UK. So with withholding taxes, when you are taking money out of Saudi, you need to pay that tax. And these are the various rates depending on you're taking money out under which heading. VAT is 15%. Then again, hiring employees, there is one more aspect in Saudi, Saudization. So what each and every business has to do is they have to employ at least 25% of the employees who are Saudi nationals. Otherwise, they breach regulations. So that is very, very important. So normally what we do is we generally have on-site staff very limited, and then we provide support from outside Saudi as well. And considering I run technology business, for me it is very, very easy. But for those companies, for example, medical or healthcare facilities, they need to really consider that they need to hire local employees as early as possible. Otherwise, they will breach the Saudization rule. Key challenges are cultural adaptation. So Saudi culture is very particular, right? And although we treat all GCC countries must be similar, all Arabs, they look similar, but that is not the case. So Saudis are different than that of Qataris, than that of Omanis, than that of UAEs. And there is a strong heat between Saudis and UAEs. Because practically when we put any presentations, we cannot put UAE picture in Saudi presentation. They hate that. So that is why this cultural aspect, whenever you're doing business in these GCC countries, they are not very flexible outside their culture. Means they will be okay if you're using Western pictures or Indian picture, that's fine. But if you're trying to put other pictures, and here I means, with over enthusiasm, you put other Arabic pictures, the effect will be negative. So you need to be very, very careful about that. So that is a requirement we just talked about. As far as government support is concerned, I will not go through or read out all everything. Probably we'll share this presentation with you. But Saudi government is doing a lot of support for smaller businesses because they want their businesses to grow. And as I was mentioning, Vision Saudi 2030. So by 2030, they really want to turn around their company. And that is why they're pouring lot of money in these businesses. They are encouraging it a lot. So there are various organizations like Monshak or Sadia, that is an AI, or even Ministry of Communication and IT. They have loads and loads of programs to support these local businesses. And when I say local businesses, they don't mind whether they are owned by Saudis or they are owned because obviously there is second preference to foreign nationals, but if foreign nationals are giving good contribution to the society and adding value to their business ecosystem, then they are really supporting a lot. Let's take the example of there is one scheme in Saudi. So if a company has the CEO, and if the CEO is a foreign national, and if the CEO is permanently shifting to Saudi, uh, there is a scheme wherein Saudi government pays half of the salary, up to 25,000 Saudi riyal, to that CEO if he is planning to shift to Saudi. So this will just explain you how they are really passionate about supporting their businesses. Yeah. Next thing is Qatar. So Qatar is again very small country, and the main problem with Qatar is it is very, very slow economy. So the pace of movement of Qatar is probably 20% of that Saudi Arabia. So normally what happens in Qatar, there is a concept called transient businesses. So around 20 to 40% of the businesses in Qatar, they do get registered, but within 1 or 2 years, they don't make any business in Qatar, and then they just close the business and go out. So in Qatar, if you want to make a business in Qatar, do a business in Qatar, then you need to have a patience, persistence, and then you need to have a good proposition for the business. Otherwise, don't think of doing the business in Qatar, right? But again, business structure is very, very easy. So generally, companies are formed in the name of LLC. Uh, as far as partnership, in olden days, it was very much required that you need to have 50% partnership from Qatari national. That was the case for UAE as well, but nowadays this requirement is removed. So you can own the business full, 100% ownership can be done. So my business in Qatar is owned 100% by me. Same is the case with UAE mainland as well. So earlier, if you want to do the mainland business in UAE, there was a requirement that you need to have 51% ownership by local UAE guy, but that is not the case. So these businesses can be opened in QFC, Qatar Financial Center, as well as QFZ, that is Qatar Free Zone. And again, this QFC or QFZ, they are providing a lot of information support for the businesses. So generally, once you register the business through agent, then you can directly approach QFZ and QFZ, and they will guide you in detail on how to maintain your business going forward. So after first year, you don't need that agent to run your business. Again, as far as capital is concerned, generally the capital deposit requirement is 30,000 Qatari riyal. It is not hard and fast as such, but generally, as I was mentioning, the banking system in Qatar is very slow and headache. So that is why in many of the banks, they need the minimum capital of 30,000 Qatari riyal, and that is reflected in your requirement. So 10% corporation tax, no VAT. They are considering to put the VAT of 5%. And because there is no VAT in Qatar, many of the businesses, they route their business to Qatar entities. And that is another reason why there are entities in Qatar. So there is a VAT in Saudi, there is a VAT in UAE, but there is no VAT in Qatar. So that is the trick many businesses are playing around. Again, sponsoring work permit is very easy, straightforward. Key challenges are obviously you need to have again local contacts. You need to have who's who. So again, Qataris are always dependent on their local connections. So the business marketing, digital marketing, not that normally doesn't work in Qatar. So there are various resources. So banks like Qatar Development Bank, they have very good schemes to promote their businesses, and there are various other things as well. So I'm just going. Only 5 minutes are remaining, so I will just quickly run through. Now, so this was all about the procedural part. Now, these are the key takeaways, or at least my thoughts. And as I said, I'm not the expert, right? I'm still learning a lot, but these are my thoughts. So understanding each market is very, very important. And you all are entrepreneurs, right? Means I need not tell you this particular fact that wherever you go, you must understand the market. Every market is different, right? As far as United Kingdom is concerned, United Kingdom is very, very traditional Western society. So they focus on regulatory compliance. When you talk to the businesses, you always miss to prove yourself as a differentiator. Whenever you talk about any product, you need to make sure that it follows the regulatory compliance. Building relationship is very, very important. So once you establish a relationship and the trust is developed, then obviously the business goes ahead really well. But it is not as bad as Saudi and Qatar. So Saudi and Qatar, it is all about who's who. Whereas in the UK, you can still go ahead with tenders. UK businesses still entertain you even if they don't know you, right? Once you start communicating, then you give the reference customers, and then the job done. There is a good possibility that you will get the business. Leverage cutting edge technology, and that is very, very important, because as I said, that there is immense competition in the local businesses. So how you can overpower the local competition is only through the cutting edge technology, number one, and cost efficiencies, number two. That is very, very important. Now, as far as Saudi Arabia is concerned, Vision 2030 is very, very important, and we need to align with their requirements. So they have a good requirement in terms of technology, healthcare, education, and obviously oil and gas. So there are loads and loads of projects going on in government entities and semi-government entities. So if you can get associated with those government entities, then nothing like it. You just need one big projects and the job done. Yeah. But to get those government entities, probably you need to get associated with the local entities who are already in connection with the government entities. That is very, very important. Yeah. While shaking hands with the local entities, you also make sure that your payment terms are very, very clear, because Arabs are not well known for paying on time. So that is the key aspects. Respect local culture. So it is very, very important that you respect the local culture. You need not, show yourself as you're over smart than these guys. And invest in Saudi's growth sector. And that is the key, right? I mean, so it is, let me rephrase this. Wherever you go, it is not only about Saudi, wherever you go, if your business ethos is giving back to the society, it is not about you're only at the receiving end, you will be always well accepted in the new society. If you always think in terms of, okay, I'm earning £1,000, but out of those £1,000, I can smartly reinvest £400 in this economy, so that even economy gets another £1,000 and my business gets another £500. If you play that trick is welcome all across the case, and especially in Saudi. They are very, very passionate. They are very, very welcoming to those guys who really understands their ecosystem and are willing to contribute to their ecosystem and willing to bring the external business or external ideas to Saudi. It's very, very important. As far as Qatar is concerned, again, the same thing, focus on government projects because Qatar business world is very, very tiny. Whatever business happens is mainly through government projects only. Tap into high value expat markets. So again, there are, if you look at the demography, it's same as UAE. Only 10% of Qatari population are local citizens. 90% populations are outsiders. And same is the case with UAE. So all big businesses or the decision makers, although the final decision is taken by Qataris, but the main brain behind those decisions is expats. So make sure that you have a good network with expats, and those expats are generally either Indians or Pakistanis. And then leverage world event opportunities, and that is where Qataris are very, very passionate. They want to be the GCC leaders. Means jokingly, it is said that Qatar, although they are financially very, very strong, but the size of the country is very small. Still, they're trying their level best to be the GCC leaders. I mean, take the example of this Israel and Gaza fight, right? They tried their level best to act as a mediators, but that failed. So they will continue to do that, and in that in the same area, they would like to, or they are still trying to bring a lot of world conferences to Qatar, and probably that may be the area where you can basically try your luck in terms of expanding your business. Now, what are the key performance indicators? And obviously, this is not only related to UK or Saudi or Qatar. It is applicable general for all businesses. What is your revenue growth? You need to set the target. Market entry cost. This is very, very important because, as I said, in Saudi, only the business licensing cost is for the foreign investor, MISA, is 62,000 riyals. And then there are other costs as well. So only on business licensing, you're spending around 80 to 90,000 Saudi riyals. Yeah, which is like 15 to 20,000 pounds. So you need to decide whether your business is really producing that much money or not. Or then if that is not the case, then at least for first few years, you can always partner with the local Saudi entity. And then you can run your businesses. And that is what I was talking about, this partnership development. And once you are confident about the Saudi market, then you can have your own entity. That is always a better rate. Customer acquisition rate, that also depends on whether you are making a partnership. Sorry. Partnership with the local entity. If you're making a partnership with the local entity, then what amount you are going to share in terms of revenue with that entity, how much money you are going to spend on marketing, so on and so forth. Now, as far as industry KPIs are concerned, technology solution, you also need to be confident about your technology solution, import, export, what are the time frames, especially when it comes to especially non-IT products. So if you're going for manufacturing product, now take the example of we are showcasing a RFID sensor to one of the biggest military hospital in Saudi. So now we are talking about whether we are producing the sensors in India and then exporting them, or we will be producing the sensors locally in Saudi. So all those aspects you need to consider. Healthcare, again, the regulations are very, very strong in Saudi, Qatar, and UK. So you need to be very confident about the compliances cost as well. And educational services. So again, how you're going to deal with educational aspects when it comes to various demographies as well, right? Sorry, my throat has gone, but I'll still continue. Leveraging local business connections, and I always believe that collaboration is the key. So you must miss whenever you are entering a new geography, how you're leveraging your local business connection is utmost important, right? Because obviously You can always run as a single person, but as Tata rightly said, that if you want to travel fast, you can travel alone, but if you want to travel long, you need to travel in group. Yeah, it is very, very important. So in UK, join entrepreneurship hubs, accelerator programs are there. There are various events, just London Tech Weeks that happen in which you meet other businesses. You can shake hands. You can have the collaborations, engage with the regional chamber of commerce. They are very famous in the UK, and partner with local distributors. Saudi Arabia, it is government stakeholders is very, very important because that is the main source of income for businesses. Building relationship with local industries and as well as family-owned business. So generally, in Arab world, there is one more myth that money is with only with big people and sheikhs and royalties. It is not the obviously it is the fact, but there is a strong middle class as well in these Arab worlds. So if you focus on those middle class can easily have up to $1 million in their cupboards. So you can go for crowdfunding for those smaller or middle class families, and you can easily generate a lot of fund through those middle class as well. In Qatar as well, this Qatar Chamber of Commerce is there. You can create joint ventures with Qataris, which is very, very important. So localization is very important in Qataris. And as I mentioned, Qataris are very strong in conferences, so you can get involved in those conferences. Hiring local talent is very, very important because talking their language, let Arab talk to Arab, is very, very important. And effective communication strategy for regional expat is important. And this is my final slide. So you need to have tailored solutions. You need to have high quality standards. You need to have cultural understanding. Uh, and cost efficiency is very, very important. It is another myth that because these Arabs have a lot of money, they will just throw away the money at you. That is not the case. As I said, they are good Jews. They are very, very particular about cutting down the costs. So take the example of UAE, right? UAE has now become the kachra because there is a lot of competition in UAE. It is as bad as Indian market. Don't get me wrong. When I say Indian market is bad, I'm talking about value for money. And we all know that, right? Whenever for Indian client, we offer the service for 100,000 rupees, then they start with 20,000 rupees as a negotiation point. Same thing happens in UAE. And similar things are happening in Saudi and Qatar as well. So don't expect that you enter that market and you will get amazingly high day rate. That's not the case. Then we need to understand the regulatory complexity. There is a high competition for sure. Luckily, at this point in time, there is less competition in Saudi market because of the difficulty of opening the Saudi local business. But in UAE, you can see high competition. And in Qatar, not many businesses are going because of the market size is too small. So that is the case. But in UK, competition. Cultural adaptation is very, very important. You need to stay current with the market trends. We definitely need to provide them the cutting edge technology. We need to definitely show them that we are the best. And focus on sustainability. That is very, very important because everybody is talking about sustainability. Yeah. So if you can align your business to some extent to sustainability, that will be great. And then leveraging digital platforms because that is the only way to, to reduce your working cost of the business and improve your recurring revenues. And finally, expanding your business in these countries is definitely an exciting opportunity. And I strongly believe that पूर्वी जसं होतं की मराठी माणसाने 7 समुद्र क्रॉस नाही केला पाहिजे. ते आता कॅन्सल केलं. तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना माहिती तुम्ही सगळे तसं करतातच आहात. तर आपल्याला देशाबाहेर जायलाच पाहिजे 100%. आणि आपल्याकडे ती कॅपॅबिलिटी आहे. आणि सगळ्यात महत्वाची गोष्ट म्हणजे कोलॅबोरेशन करा. तुम्ही लोकल बिझनेसेसला करा. तुम्ही चांगले मित्र डेव्हलप करा. दॅट इज व्हेरी, व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. असं मी बिलकुल म्हणणार नाही की तुम्ही मित्र डेव्हलप केले की सगळे 100% विश्वासपात्र असतील. तर 10 लोकांची मैत्री केली की 8 लोक तुम्हाला कधी ना कधी कट करणार. तर ऍटलीस्ट 2 लोक तरी चांगले मिळतील आणि ते 2 लोकच तुम्हाला चांगला बिझनेस देतील. दॅट इज व्हेरी मच ऍटलीस्ट माझा तरी तो एक्सपिरियन्स आहे. आणि बेसिकली तुम्ही ज्या वेळेला नवीन मार्केटला हे करता, एंट्री करता, त्यावेळेला ट्राय टू अंडरस्टँड द मार्केट रिक्वायरमेंट अँड ट्राय टू फाइंड आउट हाऊ यू कॅन ऍड व्हॅल्यू दॅट टू दॅट मार्केट. That is very, very important. And always think in terms of giving back to that market. If you do that, I talked about sustainability, right? So sustainability is not only about green energy. Sustainability is about business strategy as well. If you try to give back to the market, then that increases your sustainability, and that will increase your success rate. सो सॉरी, माझा घसा खराब होता त्याच्यामुळे मला नीट बोलता नाही आलं. पण आय थिंक दॅट्स इट. सो ओव्हर टू क्वेश्चन आन्सर्स प्लीज.
या थँक्यू परेश सर. आपल्याला काही प्रश्न असतील तर यू कॅन राईट इट इन चॅट बॉक्स, किंवा मला वाटतं आपण 1-2 ऑडिओ क्वेश्चन्स पण घेऊ शकतो. तुम्हाला कोणाला प्रश्न असेल तर अनम्यूट करून तुम्ही सरांना विचारू शकता. सर, एक प्रश्न आलाय चॅट बॉक्सला, तुम्ही बघू शकता.
हा, संजय जैनचा आहे ना. ग्रीन एनर्जी इज अ
हम्म.
ग्लोबल बझवर्ड. व्हॉट काइंड ऑफ अपॉर्च्युनिटीज इन ग्रीन एनर्जी सेक्टर, रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी स्टोरेज डिव्हाइसेस, कॅन यू थ्रो सम लाईट ऑन सस्टेनेबिलिटी आस्पेक्ट्स? सो जस्ट मी त्याचा एक्सपर्ट नाही ग्रीन एनर्जीचा आस्पेक्टचा. पण ग्रीन एनर्जी सौदी अरेबियामध्ये एस्पेशली they are working really hard on these products. म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये नॉट ओनली तुमचं एनर्जी जनरेशन असेल किंवा कार्बन फूटप्रिंट असेल, या सगळ्या गोष्टी असतील, तर त्या तुमच्याकडे जर काही सोल्युशन्स असतील तर आय कॅन डेफिनेटली कनेक्ट यू विथ द ग्रीन एनर्जी गाईज. Just to give you an example, there is a princess from royal family who is our advisors on Tech Saudi Advocates. So she is really focusing on green energy. सो तुमचा हा जर स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन असेल, आणि आय डोंट वॉन्ट टू ब्लफ, कारण मी त्याच्यातला एक्सपर्ट नाहीये, तो तुमचा हा जो क्वेश्चन असेल, जर तुम्ही मला ईमेल केला तर आय विल राईट माय ईमेल ओव्हर हिअर. तर आय कॅन डेफिनेटली कनेक्ट यू विथ द कन्सर्न पर्सन.
येस, थँक्यू सर. धीरजजी, तुम्हाला प्रश्न आहे?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, Paresh, sir. Dheeraj here.
हॅलो.
So, as you said, like there is a lots of capabilities into UK market for innovation, for supporting a business in a digital. So, त्यामध्ये एक माझा क्वेश्चन आहे, like of course we are working in IT since last 6 years. I am having experience of 19 years in IT. Like I have worked for a finance for 11 years, and I work for the WebMD organization for 3 years. But finding a local partner, like how we can approach over there in UK as well as in a Qatar market, because we are tapping over there right now. Our product is getting launched in Canada, and we want to launch our product in a UK and Qatar market as well to support the business digitally. So हे आपण कसं तिथे प्रयत्न करू शकतो? Of course, we
आता
are trying on a LinkedIn.
आता ह्याच्यामध्ये 2-3 गोष्टी आहेत, राईट. एक सगळ्यात पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे लोकल पार्टनर करताना 2 गोष्टी करायच्या, की पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे तुमचा क्लायंटेल काय आहे तो आयडेंटिफाय करायचा. टार्गेट क्लायंटेल काय आहे. तर तुम्ही
हम्म,
सपोज कतार एनर्जीला प्रोव्हाइड करणार आहात हा प्रॉडक्ट, तर तो कतार एनर्जीची रिलेशन मध्ये तो लोकल पार्टनर आहे का? तर ते हे
Okay.
करायचं. दिस इज रिव्हर्स वे, राईट. लोकल पार्टनर करून मग क्लायंटकडे जाण्याऐवजी तुम्हाला जर तुमचं प्रॉडक्ट रेडी आहे आणि तुम्हाला क्लायंटेल माहिती आहे, तर यू कॅन डू
Mm-hmm.
रिव्हर्स वे. सो दॅट यू
Okay.
कॅन डू. आणि जर तुमचा क्लायंट मार्केट जर वायडर असेल, तर त्या केसमध्ये यू कॅन गो फॉर एनी लोकल पार्टनर, राईट, हु इज व्हेरी ऍक्टिव्हली इन्व्हॉल्ड इन दॅट लोकल मार्केट. अँड देन यू
Mm-hmm.
कॅन जॉईंटली रन द मार्केटिंग कॅम्पेन्स. खूप वेळेला काय होतं, की खूप सारे आता माझ्या माझ्या बिझनेसेसला खूप अशा रिक्वायरमेंट्स येतात, की आमच्याकडे क्लायंट ऑलरेडी आहे, बट वी नीड अन इन्व्हॉइसिंग पार्टनर. And that is
Mm-hmm.
where my company does the invoicing for that particular deal, for that opportunity. So we take
Okay.
care of the local communication, invoicing, local client interaction, so on and so on. Yeah. So local partner identify करणं हे वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टींवरती ठरलेलं असतं, की तुम्हाला
Mm-hmm.
न्यू एंट्री करायचे आणि जनरल मार्केटिंग करायचं आहे, तर त्यामुळे तुम्ही तसं करू शकता. तुमच्याकडे ऑलरेडी क्लायंट आयडेंटिफाय आहे, फक्त तुम्हाला टिकमार्क इव्हेंटसाठी लोकल पाहिजे. किंवा थर्ड आस्पेक्ट म्हणजे तुमच्याकडे क्लायंट आहे, पण तुम्हाला तिथे इम्प्लिमेंटेशन कॅपॅसिटीसाठी लोकल रिसोर्स पण पाहिजे. तर त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला फक्त इन्व्हॉइसिंग क्लायंट चालणार नाही, पार्टनर चालणार नाही. तुम्हाला असाही पार्टनर पाहिजे की ज्याच्याकडे रिसोर्सिंग आहे, कॅपॅबिलिटीज आहे तुम्हाला इम्प्लिमेंट करायसाठी. कारण त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला कदाचित व्हिसा स्पॉन्सर करणं शक्य नाहीये तुमची माणसं
Right.
पाठवायला. तर त्यासाठी तुम्हाला लोकल पार्टनरचा व्हिसा स्पॉन्सरशिप पाहिजे आणि मग तुमचे एम्प्लॉईज तो व्हिसा त्याच्या व्हिसाच्या अंडर करून इम्प्लिमेंटेशन करू शकतो. But as I said, Basel is more than happy. If you want to explore, we are more than happy to provide these partnerships. मी मला सेल करत नाहीये काही.
Yes, yes. Yeah, definitely. I would like to connect हे काही discuss करायला because I cannot discuss in 1 minute. I
Yeah,
would rather need more than 10-15 minutes to discuss this. So if I can connect with you, so बरं
yeah,
होईल जरा आणखी further discuss करायला.
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
one more question is there. Milind Acharya, I deal with organic fertilizer. Are there any opportunities in these markets?
So fertilizer आता सौदी मार्केट बघायचं झालं तर तिथे फार मोठ्या प्रमाणात शेती होत नाही. आता त्यांची शेती त्यांनी चालू केलेली आहे तिकडे, पण तिथे लोकल कंपनीनंच ते खूप एन्करेज करतायत. तर त्या केसमध्ये डायरेक्ट तुम्हाला आय एम नॉट शुअर की डायरेक्ट क्लायंटला तुम्हाला इंटरफेस करता येईल. सो इन्स्टेड ऑफ दॅट यू शुड बी फोकसिंग ऑन द लोकल कंपनीज हू आर डुईंग दिस फर्टिलायझर बिझनेस and then possibly explore the ideas of minimizing their cost of the fertilizer production. I think that is the quickest way to conquer this fertilization market. Yeah. But again, caveat is fertilization is not my core. मी कधी लहानपणापासून मी जरी शेतकऱ्याचा मुलगा असलो तरी पण अनफॉर्च्युनेटली शेतीमध्ये मी नाही वेळ घातला फारसा.
Yes, अजून एक क्वेश्चन आहे मला वाटतं शैलेश वत्सराज यांचा एज्युकेशन रिलेटेड आहे.
काय तो? एक मिनिट बघतो.
परेश सर, नमस्कार. मी प्रवीण सरनाईक. माझी कंपनी आहे केमक्लीन सर्व्हिसेस. वी आर इन टू इंडस्ट्रियल मेंटेनन्स सर्व्हिसेस, बेसिकली केमिकल क्लिनिंग, हाय प्रेशर जेट क्लिनिंग, हायड्रोकार्बन डिकंटॅमिनेशन या सर्व्हिसेस आम्ही देतो. आणि स्पेसिफिकली ऑइल अँड गॅस सेक्टर, पेट्रोकेमिकल सेक्टरमध्ये या सर्व्हिसेस लागतात प्रामुख्याने. सो गेली बरेच वर्ष मी विचार करतोय की सौदीमध्ये आणि गल्फ GCC कंट्रीजमध्ये वी हॅव अ ग्रेट पोटेन्शियल किंवा मार्केट आहे. बट हाऊ टू एंटर आणि कसं तिथं आपण काम करू शकू, त्यासाठी तुम्ही काही सांगू शकाल का?
Absolutely. So आता तुमचा बेसिकली यू नीड टू आयडेंटिफाय युअर बिझनेस केस, राईट? आणि आय एम शुअर तुम्ही केलंच असेल. तर तुमचे इथले जे मोठे मोठे आता सौदी आणि कतार मार्केट दीज आर ऑल अबाउट बिग बिझनेसेस. तर त्यांना जर तुम्ही सांगितलं की आम्ही मोठे मोठे ऑइल अँड गॅस प्लांट्स जर हे क्लीन केलेले आहेत आणि आमच्याकडे ह्या मोठ्या केस स्टडीज आहेत, तर तुमची एंट्री टू दॅट मार्केट विल बी व्हेरी व्हेरी इझी. पण जर तुम्ही
ओके.
म्हटलं की आम्ही स्मॉल रिफायनरी केले असतील तर तुम्हाला थोडासा त्रास होईल त्याच्यात करण्यात. तर तुम्ही आयदर तुमच्याकडे असे मोठे क्लायंट्स आहेत का इंडियामध्ये?
हो,
सॉरी.
इंडियामध्ये सगळ्या ज्या मोठ्या रिफायनरीज आहेत, इन्क्लुडिंग रिलायन्स, HMEL, नायरा, या सगळ्या आमच्या क्लायंट्स आहेत आणि मोठी कामं केलेली
Oh,
आहेत.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So in that
So-
case, probably then I will also try to find out whether I can get the contact on this oil and gas thing. So there are 2-3 aspects. Means obviously तुमचा core business आहे, मी तुम्हाला शिकवायची गरज नाहीये. तर बेसिकली कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव्हनेस काय, ऍडव्हान्स टेक्नॉलॉजी तुम्ही काय वापरता, या 2 गोष्टींवरती जर तुम्ही त्याच्यावरती फोकस केला तर ती यूज केस त्यांना सेल करायला खूप चांगली होईल. आणि ऑइल अँड गॅस इज डेफिनेटली द बिग बिझनेस ओव्हर देअर. आणि अरामको तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना माहितीच असेल की अरामको नावाची मेन कंपनी आहे सौदीमध्ये. जर अरामकोच्या तुम्ही सबप्रायड लिस्ट मध्ये गेलात तर इट इज लाईक अ जॉब डन. तर
Yeah.
आपण डेफिनेटली वर्क
तुम्ही
करूयात त्याच्यावरती.
ओके,
बरोबर.
तिथे पार्टनर शोधण्यासाठी मदत करू शकाल का?
हो हो, ऍब्सोल्युटली 100%.
आणि
तुम्ही सरांना
तुमच्याशी
मेल कराल, प्रवीण सर, तुम्ही सरांना एक मेल करा डिटेल, ही विल गिव्ह
मला
रिप्लाय ऑन
सरांचा
दॅट.
मेल ID मिळू शकेल का?
चॅट
मी
बॉक्स मध्ये
आता
टाकला आहे
chat
सर, एकदा
मध्ये
परत
टाकतो.
टाकून द्या.
हो, मी
Yeah.
परत
ओके. Okay.
We will take last two questions, Dhanashri and Swapnil. Dhanashri, madam, please unmute.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. This is architect Dhanashri from Mumbai. माझी practice is into architecture designing and interior designing. We
Okay.
handle luxurious project. So I am looking for an opportunity in BIM, in UAE, UK, and also Saudi Arabia. So can you help me with that if you have any idea?
सो आर्किटेक्चर मध्ये जर बघायचं झालं तर युके मध्ये ना प्रॉब्लेम असा आहे की हाय अँड लक्झरियस होम मध्ये दे जनरली गो फॉर ब्रिटिश आर्किटेक्ट्स ओनली. अनफॉर्च्युनेटली इथे थोडासा रेसिझम आहे इथे. आणि
Okay.
जनरली जो मिडल क्लास जो आहे त्याच्या मध्ये कसं असतं की त्यांचे टायअप्स असतात, की बिल्डर बरोबर टायअप्स असतात. आणि त्याच्यामुळे आता लोक जी असतात, हायर मिडल क्लासची लोक जी असतात ती जनरली आर्किटेक्ट कडे जातात अँड देन आर्किटेक्ट ऑल्सो हँडल्स द बिल्डर लॉबी. सो हे जर तुम्ही इक्वेशन एकत्र बसवायचं ठरवलं तर युके मध्ये तुम्ही यू कॅन डू वेल. पण जर तुम्ही फक्त मिळून आर्किटेक्चरचा सर्व्हिस देते म्हणायला गेला, म्हणजे आय एम टॉकिंग अबाउट B2C, B2B नाही म्हणत आहे मी. तर B2C मध्ये
Looking
तो
for
तुम्हाला
a
प्रॉब्लेम आहे.
B2B actually.
सॉरी.
We are looking for a B2B. Right now, we are handling B2B here.
राईट. तो अनफॉर्च्युनेटली मला B2B आर्किटेक्चरचा एवढा एक्सपिरियन्स नाहीये, बट आय विल फाइंड आउट समवन फॉर यू हू कॅन गाईड यू इन डिटेल.
Okay. And what about Saudi Arabia?
सौदी अरेबिया तेच आहे की जो बिझनेसेस असतात तर ते जनरली ह्या मोठ्या मोठ्या कन्स्ट्रक्शन कंपनीज असतात. म्हणजे टेक द एक्झाम्पल ऑफ कतार, राईट. सो कतारमध्ये ज्या मोठ्या मोठ्या बिल्डिंग्स बिल्ड केल्या त्यातल्या जवळजवळ 60% ऑफ द बिल्डिंग्स आर डन बाय पॉवर इंटरनॅशनल होल्डिंग कंपनी. सो ही कंपनी 2 सिरियन भावांनी तयार केली आहे आणि दे ऍक्च्युली रन 4.5% ऑफ कतरी जीडीपी त्यांचा बिझनेस तेवढा अर्न करतो. तर या बिझनेसमध्ये म्हणजे B2B म्हणतो मी, या बिझनेसमध्ये त्यांचे स्वतःचेच सगळ्या सिस्टम्स असतात, टीम्स असतात. तर त्याच्यामध्ये हे मिळणं थोडंसं डिफिकल्ट जाईल, एस्पेशली कतारमध्ये. सौदीमध्ये आय विल फाइंड आउट अगेन. सौदीमध्ये मी आर्किटेक्चर साइडला फारसा फोकस केला नाही. कतारचं मला माहिती आहे कारण PIH इज आवर क्लायंट.
So we are basically looking forward to providing building information modeling by sitting in India, basically. Like we will be providing services from here.
नाही, मी रेकमेंड करेन जर तुम्हाला इथे जर बिझनेस करायचा असेल तर आयदर यू नीड टू हॅव अ स्ट्रॉंग पार्टनर, अदरवाइज यू नीड टू बी ट्रॅव्हलिंग देअर. रिमोट सिटिंग होऊन या कंट्रीज मध्ये बिझनेस होत नाही. तिथे
Okay.
तुम्हाला चेहरा दाखवायलाच लागतो. अदरवाइज यू नीड टू फाइंड, यू जस्ट गुगल द आर्किटेक्चर फर्म इन सौदी अँड कतर अँड देन यू पार्टनर विथ देम. दॅट्स द ओनली वे.
Okay. So providing probably like a sister company or a child company.
Yeah, or outsourcing company. So they will get the projects and you will execute projects on their behalf.
Yeah. Okay. I can look for that outsourcing probably.
एक्झॅक्टली.
Yeah.
पण
Okay.
तुम्हाला
Thank you.
जर तुम्ही इंडियात मध्ये राहणार असाल तर तुम्हाला इट्स व्हेरी व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट. जस्ट टू वॉर्न यू, इट्स व्हेरी व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट की तुम्हाला क्लायंट तिकडे आहे आणि क्लायंट तुम्हाला रिमोटली असे प्रोजेक्ट्स देईल. म्हणजे मिळू शकेल इफ यू आर लकी अँड आय एम शुअर यू आर केपेबल. म्हणजे मी तुम्हाला डिस्करेज करत नाहीये, फक्त मी तुम्हाला रियालिटी सांगतो की इट इज नॉट दॅट इझी.
Okay. Understood. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your suggestion.
Yeah, Swapnil ji.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for the presentation. Was fantastic. I am Dr. Swapnil Vanushali. I am an Ayurvedic physician practicing for 17 years in India. I have 3 setups and now I am trying to see the international avenues as well. So how is Ayurveda perceived in Qatar? Do you see Ayurveda clinics there? How it is perceived?
Personally, I haven't seen Ayurveda clinics in Qatar and Saudi at all.
Okay.
So there are a lot of restrictions on healthcare business. Whereas
Correct.
in UK, Ayurveda is not recognized, but it is termed as allied healthcare services. म्हणून खूप सारे आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर्स UK मध्ये आयुर्वेदाची प्रॅक्टिस रन करतात अँड दे आर डुइंग रिअली वेल.
Direct.
Whereas
Okay.
I haven't seen anything like that in Qatar or Saudi.
Okay. And in Dubai?
In Dubai, no, not really. But again, in Dubai, if anything is happening, it is again allied healthcare services. It is not a recognized, practice in Dubai as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Baki, I think there are a lot of questions in chat box, but I will request them to send a mail to Paresh sir so that he can give reply to those. Sir, shall we conclude?
Yeah, I'm okay. So
Yeah.
thank you
So
everyone. आणि व्हेरी सॉरी माझा आवाज आज नीट नव्हता आणि माझं
not
प्रेझेंटेशन
a
खूप
problem,
काही
sir.
कमाल नव्हतं. कमाल इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रेझेंटेशन, बट आय ट्रायड माय लेवल बेस्ट.
Yeah, we'll be in touch with you. And once again, thank you, Paresh sir, for your inspiring and insightful presentation and sharing various opportunities. And it is very much important that one should know the legal aspects, technicalities, and how to tap new business opportunities in unknown countries. That you have explained us very well. सो पुन्हा एकदा तुमचे धन्यवाद. आणि बाकीचे ज्यांचे काही प्रश्न आपण घेऊ शकलो नाही त्यांना माझी रिक्वेस्ट आहे की सरांनी चॅटबॉक्सला त्यांचा ईमेल आयडी ऑलरेडी टाकला आहे, सो यू कॅन सेंड देम अ मेल अँड गेट कनेक्टेड. सो थँक्यू सो मच सर. विल बी इन टच. आणि नक्कीच आपण संपर्कात राहू आणि काही काय अपॉर्च्युनिटीज मिळू शकतात त्या आपण नक्कीच एक्सप्लोअर करूया. थँक्यू सो मच सर.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
everyone.
everyone for
Thank you, sir.
joining. See you soon after 15 days with the next new speaker. Thank you, Dheeraj ji. Yeah,
Sure,
thank you.
sure.
Thank you,
Sure.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye
Bye.
bye.